Hi, and welcome to the Personal Podcast, the podcast where we get to meet the person behind the professional, or in this case, the people behind the professionals. Because today on the show, I am delighted to be interviewing Tom and Jack Atha, directors of Atha Developments.
Ooh, professional was a bit of a
Well, professional-ish.
we try our best.
So, a few of the rules before we begin, or 4 rules. No direct business questions, no small talk, we've already broken that a little bit, never mind. Honest answers only, and I'm happy for you to flip the question back to me if you need to. Okay. So, first question, Tom and Jack. Okay. What is the most common question you are asked as twins?
Oh, well, I think the first one...
twins?
Are you twins?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on, really.
And we've never come up with a good response to it. Like, in 30 years, we've never come up with an idea. We've got, like, just a really short, snappy...
I mean, we've Googled, we've tried.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah.
I know. But it's, we've always wanted something a bit cocky and a bit funny to give back, but it ends up just going, we are, yeah.
Oh, I love that.
know.
But I mean, I don't... Why do people ask that? I mean, is it
It's
not
pretty
obvious?
obvious.
Yeah.
It is fairly obvious.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, there are other things they say, but honestly, that's just...
Can you tell what he's thinking? It's like, well, no.
Yeah,
I better cross that question out. But it is one of the questions I actually had. Like, do you ever kind of... Because it has been shown in studies with twins that sometimes they can feel each other's emotional pain or even physical pain. Does that ever happen for you?
We were actually talking about this the other day, weren't we, to be fair? And you were saying that, and you're right, you don't, like, if I punch Jack in the face, I won't feel it. I'll get I'll get a bruise.
Should we do that experiment now?
But it's the sort of things where if say Jack's really down or if something's happening, you do...
It's almost like an intuition, isn't it? I can imagine it's like a mum and a baby, maybe. It's sort of like a bond, or it's like an intuition, like I do feel like I know, say if Tom's like upset or in trouble, like something's just weird. Like it's like, I'm not going to pretend it's sort of telepathy or whatever, but it's like you do think, something's a bit odd. So then you do have the urge, like, pick up the phone or just be like, are you all right?
I think that generally just happened, to be fair.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it definitely does.
Can you think of any situations where that's happened?
Well, recently.
Big one. Yeah. I mean, we might talk about it a bit later on as well, but like a big one was, we've just finished a new student scheme, but the last sort of 4 months of it were really tough. Like probably the most stressful, difficult time of our lives.
Really hard.
And I had like a bit of a mental breakdown during it, which was quite, to be fair, it's my first time I've ever really had a proper mental sort of like
It was just
breakdown.
like the exhaustion and the stress just sort of got I was just sitting here. Tom was on site based, so Tom was on site, really busy, really stressful time. We were really up against the deadline. And then I was in here sort of doing like some financial sort of stuff. And I was just sitting there, I was just like, and it was one of those things where it's just like, it's a bit weird. So then I was like, I'll call Tom and see how he is. So I called him, and then you were just sort of in the middle, and literally just broke down crying. Broke down crying. And I was just like, oh shit. So I dropped everything here. Staff in the office were like, oh, is everything all right? I was like, oh yeah, I'll be fine. Just ran out the door, drove up Linthorpe Road, sort of come to, I'm not going to pretend to come to your rescue, but but that's the sort of thing where you do, you just have an inkling. You just think it goes like, I should probably ring him because something doesn't feel quite right.
Yeah. No, it does happen, I think it generally does happen,
Yeah. No, has it ever happened to you where you've noticed?
Well, I think so. Maybe like not to the same sort of extreme sort of state, but I mean, it definitely happens. Like, this sounds stupid, but it's like if things like, I don't know, we play a lot of sport, but if things say like happen when you're playing sport and like you sort of sense if something's not quite right, but I don't know. It's
you can back me up if someone's giving me a bit.
Well, no, that's different. But it's like, I'm not going to say if you twist your ankle, I suddenly start having pain coming up my ankle. But like,
it's quite hard to think of examples, isn't it?
It's hard to think of examples because they're quite personal and stuff at the time. But it does happen. It does.
Yeah. Oh, well, that must be quite nice though, in a way.
Well, it is quite nice. You've always got that support network, and like it's like
true. And you always think like if something really bad did happen one day, touch wood never would. Like you've always got each other's back, and maybe you would sense something was happening, so could sort of intervene. I don't know. That might sound a bit far fetched, but
it doesn't at all. I mean, we talk about all sorts on this podcast, like ghost stories, and I love all that, and I do believe in telepathy, if that's the right way of saying it. Yeah, it just
depends because you've got to log on. So like Tom forgets his username and password all the time. So twins have got to log on.
That's such a terrible.
We're not logging on.
That's an awful. Tom forgets his password.
What do you do? You're terrible.
Has to verify his email.
Password 123.
Okay. So we'll bring it to something a little bit more cheerful.
Okay,
What's the best thing about being twins?
Oh, you just got your best mate with you 24/7. And now, obviously not every twin sort of like works with each other, you know, blah blah blah. But it's just, yeah, I'm even going through school. Like, you've always got like your support network and like next, like with you at all times. So we was, you know, touched on before. You go through anything, whether it's good or bad. So like the highs are really high because you can share it with like your best mate. The lows are pretty. Well, the lows are manageable because you can share the burden. But I mean, that's just good fun as well, isn't it?
Exactly. Like, it's absolute. I mean, even though I pretend to hate him, he's mint, really. To be fair. But like an example of that is when we went to school. So we went off to boarding school when we were younger. And I remember Mum and Dad dropped us off, and then they just disappeared. And then like me and Jack were looking at each other going, well, what do we do now? But it was so easy because we had each other. So like we're walking around the school, you don't know anyone, you're just walking around looking for people to talk to. But it's like if I was doing that by myself,
it'd be scary,
it'd be really difficult. But together, and I think just, you know, if I didn't have that, you know, my life would be completely different, wouldn't it, really? So
oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, no, it's.
And what was your experience like with boarding school?
Loved it.
Oh, amazing.
Honestly, the best time of my life.
You're just with your best mates 24/7. You've got all the school facilities. Like, we were so lucky that like Barney Castle School, which we went to, other schools are available. Plug. But was just amazing. Like, all the staff and the teachers, like, they sort of, I'm not going to say they like become your parents because they don't, but to be fair, like, they know they're brilliant at it. And like you say, it's just, you're just with all your mates and just loved it. Absolutely.
Get 3 meals a day.
Oh,
I mean,
do you not at home?
Bill.
Remember you not?
I'll get home and I'll like,
Do you remember when you had 3 set meals a day?
No.
No.
Can't remember at all.
Can't remember.
A bowl of cereals are good for me.
Oh, you'd have to go. All you had to focus on was getting down to breakfast at 7:30 and you're done. That's it. That's all you had to worry about.
You get shouted by matron in the morning. She'd come and wake you up at 7:30.
I'm storming down the corridors. 7:30.
That is great. Yeah, absolutely great. Loved it.
Oh, dude, Jack, get out of bed.
I'm like, I'm out. Yeah.
Oh, that's
I
so
wasn't very
nice.
good in the morning.
It wasn't a planned question, but I just thought I'd ask because often, I don't know, when people say boarding school, you kind of have harrowing images.
Honestly,
like,
all our friends, like when we sort of said we were going there, think, oh, not, you know, going to be in a tiny little bit. And like when we first got there, because we arrived in year 8, we were probably about 10 or 11 maybe, so we were a bit sort of later on. Like, there was dorms of like 8 beds, but that's class. I mean, imagine me with all your friends at night, sort of like just messing around in a big room. But like, and then when we got there, I mean, it was like we had ensuite bedroom. Like, it was lovely. Like, an ensuite bedroom, had our own shower. Like, you could have put up like TV as long as you were in bed before lights out. Were at like 11:30. So as long as you're in bed by 11:30, I mean, that's late anyway. There was a bar there. There was common rooms. It was sick.
It was sick, to be fair.
Oh, so it sounds like a holiday.
Honestly,
it was. We loved it.
Brilliant.
And if I can afford to, I'll send my kids there. Definitely.
Yeah. Well,
probably won't be able to afford to.
Well, business seems to be going well, and
we'll see.
Yeah, because I'm always like, I don't know if I would do boarding school, but having heard your experience there,
honestly, well, you can do a week trial and see how they sort of gone. But we were homesick at first. I mean, there were times we were homesick at first, but
then we were quite lucky in a way as well because the boarding school was only an hour away from where the family home was. Okay. I can imagine if the boarding school was like, 6-7 hour drive away, so you couldn't really go home.
Like, Mum and Dad used to come up pretty much every weekend and watch us play sports. So we weren't miles away.
Yeah, so we probably had the best of both worlds. We had all our mates with the 24/7, and Mum could take us out for a Sunday dinner. Sunday dinner on a weekend. So yeah, it was perfect for us. I would recommend it to anybody, to be honest. At least try it.
Okay, that's really cool. And did you get into trouble at all when you were at boarding school?
No, I don't think. People ask us this all the time. It's like, oh, I bet you were really naughty as kids. Like, and we were naughty. Don't get me wrong, but we weren't.
Cheeky,
we were cheeky. We were
cheeky.
cheeky. Like, I feel like we never really crossed the line too much. If any teachers probably watch it, but
you hear loads of stories about twins, don't you? Saying like my dad had one. He had friends of twins, and one twin was really good at maths and one was good at English. So one twin sat both English exams. There are stories.
We
like
didn't
that.
really do anything like that, did we?
No, we were a bit cowardly.
We were a bit shy. It sounds weird, but like at school we were a little bit shy until sixth form, and then bit of a gobshite
now. Making up for Emerson.
Literally. I tell my girlfriend all the time, it's like, I was a bit of an introvert at school, and she was like, no way. I was like, I promise I was.
No, I was the same at uni. I was really shy. At school, I'd kind of been there for ages, like right from junior, like from nursery. So yeah, I got really comfortable. As soon as I was taken out of that comfortable setting, I was so shy.
Yeah, it's hard.
Again, trying to make up for it ever since. So what's the worst thing about being twins?
The worst thing about being twins is
everyone sort of labelling you as one person.
I
think probably, as in like
so we always have this thing. It's like, I mean, we have all the same friends and all the same stuff, but sometimes I reckon subconsciously, like no one will do this on purpose, but you sort of like, it's like a buy one get one free package deal.
Yeah.
When really you're two completely different.
That's what I thought for the
individuals.
podcast, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. We cheaper that way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, you get paid to do this.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just Jack.
Just a little
Sorry.
bit. Yeah, you're the free. I'm the buy one. You'll get one free. I'm the bog. You're the off.
Oh, that sounds about right.
Well, it's like, I think if you ask like our girlfriend Sophie's, like, I mean, I'm a completely different person to Tom. I mean, my Sophie doesn't fancy Tom at all. Hopefully.
Just a little bit. That's what she told me.
Yeah.
That's really interesting though. Yeah. So you've managed to find girlfriends or fiance. In your case, congratulations. We'll come on to that a bit later. Yeah. But with the same name as well. So.
Mental.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Internet dating's a crazy world. Crazy place.
And it's quite funny because in our friendship group, there are already like the two Sophies. But then with all our other friends, they'll start dating a Sophie and they're like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And like,
it doesn't get past like date 2 because it's like we can't have many more. So we've got like a Sophia. There's a Sophia, which is just a weird name to say, Sophia, but yeah.
There might be some Sophias listening, guys.
Sorry.
Respect the Sophias.
So how are you different then?
Oh my word. I think I'm a bit more in terms of what, like work or personality or...
Personality.
You don't read the rules at the start.
This is personal. Of course, yeah.
Get you in the game.
I don't know, I'm a bit more... Oh God, I think I'm a lot funnier than Tom to start with.
I love that.
You're a lot more... away with you're much more, do you know, like blue box thinking away, like I think you have lots of stupid.
Is it blue box or blue moon?
Blue moon sounds better.
Blue box.
I don't think it's blue box.
Blue
That's the storage facility.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Well, sorry.
Anyway,
yeah.
I think Jack's a lot more out there, like a lot more eccentric, has like bigger ideas and sort. I'm probably a little bit more reserved and sensible. Okay. I would say, which probably sounds like boring, but I wouldn't say we're boring, but like
no, definitely not. I think that's probably a fair point. I think I'll try and like picture things like, oh yeah, this would be amazing. Maybe they're a little bit out of like reach at the moment, but I'll sort of like be a bit not overly ambitious because I think that's brilliant.
It's a hard one, isn't it? Because we are so similar. Because we do everything together. We work together. Like like you say, our Sophies are the same name.
Yeah. Nature or nurture, isn't like everything. Our environment's been the same growing up. So it's like we are. Even though we just said we are completely different people, like our sort of background and our environment is the same. So it's like our thoughts.
No idea.
Really interesting. It's almost the same biology and then the same environment that you've grown up in. It just fascinates me. It
is honestly, like
it's weird, isn't it?
Weird.
It's lovely at the same time. That whole kind of, you've always got a friend. You never had to experience doing anything on your own. But do you think you've ever missed out on anything because of that, or maybe there's elements of your character that haven't shone through because you haven't had to face doing things on your own?
To be fair, it's a good point. Maybe we've been a bit sheltered from like some of the difficult things,
and maybe having to stick things out, which I know we'll probably touch on a bit later. But it's almost like we've had experiences where it got when we were younger, maybe it got quite tough, and because we both had each other, we sort of we didn't use each other. Yeah, we didn't use each other to get through the tough times, even though we did a lot of them. Maybe we used each other to be like, we convinced each other just to not quit. That's the wrong word, but you know what I mean. Sort of like, oh, it's just easy if we both just back out and we'll go a different path. But
equally, I'm sure there's times when you've helped each other through it and you've stuck on the same path.
Yeah, definitely. Sort of like when we got a bit older. But basically, it was like when we dropped out of uni, for example, and you dropped out, and then about after 3 weeks, and then I dropped out because Tom had dropped out. I was like, oh well, it's easy. I hated it, so I was like, I'll drop out as well. So I guess
no, that's really
way,
interesting
do you know what I mean?
though.
Sort of like if it wasn't for Tom dropping out, with your fault, I'd have probably been like, oh, I've got no choice but to try and make friends and I'd probably have enjoyed the experience. Where it was easy to be like, because I didn't have any friends at uni.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. To be fair, one thing that we've always been quite good at sort of like meeting people, making friends. Yeah. But to be fair, there were times, like say when we first went to uni, which we didn't make any like real friends. Like we went with the same group we had at school, and we didn't. One of the reasons we felt we dropped out is because we didn't really make those friends like on a course.
We didn't make the effort. And we didn't feel like we needed.
And maybe that's because we're so secure at home. So it's like, oh, I don't need any more friends. I've got Jack. Yeah. But maybe if you're by yourself, you force yourself a bit more and put yourself a bit out of your comfort zone. Maybe that's a good point. Yeah,
that's what I was trying to get to without waffling.
Yeah. No, but it makes sense. And because I was like terrified when I first got dropped off at uni, and you had to force yourself out to make friends.
Yeah, you do. You literally have to force yourself to do it. But we didn't. So we were just like
That's interesting. And it was mainly the friends and the social life that I enjoyed about uni.
Yeah, 100%.
We didn't have any of that, so that's why we left.
But maybe you'd already experienced that at boarding school.
Yeah, I think we were generally done with education anyway.
Education and almost that kind of co-living sort of thing.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's probably a good point, to be fair.
But we're not like generally we're not academic people. Like I would say we're clever and practical, but we're not academic. Like sits in front of an exam, I wouldn't have a clue. So I think that we wanted to get out there and be practical in the world of work. I know we're not talking about work, but we wanted to get out there.
Yeah, no, we can touch on work.
Oh, you've gone off on a tangent here.
I have, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Anyway, back to the question.
Yeah, I know. I had a really good question related to what one of you said, but it's totally gone now after that tangent. But it's totally fine.
That's
totally
what Jack does to you. Jack will just take you off your course, then there's no way back.
It's totally fine. That's why I've got these at hand all the time. So, are there any stereotypes about being twins that just aren't true?
Oh, stereotypes.
I don't know.
That's a hard one because stereotypes. I mean,
well, I guess the stereotype of like, can you feel his pain or like?
Yeah, but we said that sort of in a way that is sort of true.
Yeah.
Stereotypes aren't true.
Do you like the same food?
Oh, yeah. But again, is that because our environment's the same? Like mum,
I don't know though.
all the same food.
But I don't like the same as my brother.
You hate olives.
I hate olives, and I hate mushrooms. I hate veg. Garden veg, class. You know, your
peas, carrots.
Yeah, sweet corn.
I was just going to say, can we just, what's the difference?
Garden, cauliflower, broccoli, mange two, peas.
The stuff your grandma will go in the garden.
But fancy stuff, like your
Mediterranean,
your tapping yards.
Right,
olive, you know,
Ponzi.
It's not very exotic.
Stuff. Whereas you're quite good at now. You've forced yourself to eat. Like an onion.
Yeah, well, it's only because my Sophie's vegetarian.
Hang on, an onion,
well,
is that not...
Actually, no, that might be a garden veg. Not a raw onion.
We grow onions in the garden.
Yeah,
Garden
veg.
But do you class us as Mediterranean?
I would say it's a fancy veg.
Okay,
Well, do you know, because everyone says you start a sauce with an onion.
Nonsense.
What a tangent, but anyway.
But you can have sauces that aren't fancy, can't you?
Dolmio hidden veg.
Or smooth. Don't forget smooth.
Dolmio hidden veg. I mean, I'm a child.
That got you through life.
That was spag bol. I'm a child.
When we were younger. But I don't know if that's a stereotype though, but you're right though, like we don't like all the same food.
It's like, do we like the same music? We like the same films. Maybe we are a stereotype.
Maybe we are.
We're stereotypical.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
I don't know.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I just needed someone to say
it's all okay.
Yeah, stereotypes.
And how, because you have a sister, is that right? Do you have any other siblings?
Lucy.
We've got sister Lucy, then we've got a stepbrother and a stepsister, and a step nephew.
Yeah.
Stepsister's just had a baby.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah,
brilliant.
lovely. A stephew.
Stephew, lovely. And how was it growing up? Particularly, I guess, with your sister, did she ever feel left out? Or?
I don't think so. I mean, we were sort of away from about 10, but but maybe she did. Like maybe, I mean, we were probably typical brothers where we just used to wind her up all the time.
Yeah. And to be fair, we're so close with all our family. With Lucy as well.
She's a lot tougher than us.
She's
growing up. She's class. Yeah.
Like growing up, I don't know if she'd feel left out. I mean, me and Jack did do everything together growing up. So it's like things like an example would be like, say if we went on holiday and back in the day it was like me, dad, mum, me, dad, Jack, our family, and me, Jack. I don't know. I'm trying to list them all.
Mum, dad,
But if Jack, if say we wanted to go play tennis, it would always be me and Jack. And maybe it didn't involve Lucy when we were younger, or if we wanted to do something, it would always be me and Jack. But since when we got older, like our personalities are so similar, me, Jack, and Lucy. Like we're an absolute.
She's funny. She'll be watching, so she is funny.
Shout out Lucy.
Lucy.
Is there anything else you wanted to add, Lucy? You were funny.
Yeah,
you were
good looking.
I don't know what the list said.
So did your mum and dad get divorced?
Yeah.
Okay. How did you find that?
To be honest,
I think we were young.
We were sort of we were only about maybe 10, but I didn't really realise sort of like what implications it had.
Yeah.
I mean, I very vividly remember like we were playing football outside, and I remember Dad at our old house was literally driving up the drive, like wound his window down, was look, you know, I'm gonna stay away for a couple of days, whatever, and we were like, oh yeah, sound. I just went and played football. Like, it was that sort of thing.
Yeah,
like obviously emotionally it would have, you know, taken probably subconsciously, but
I think and to be honest, I think they've made, like when we were growing up, like especially with like Catherine, our stepmum and stuff as well, they all made such a great effort to sort of keep like the unity and sort of the family close.
They all live in the same town, and they're all very, you know, happy with each other.
I think when we were younger, I don't think it really hit us again. That might come back to because we've got each other. We can just bounce off each other. Like it didn't really affect us. But I think growing up, you know, it was just part of our life.
2 Christmases, really. Wasn't it?
Yeah, 2 Christmases, 2 birthdays.
There are bonuses.
There are bonuses. And then as well,
and they're happy. Don't get me wrong. So like they're happy. You know, they were happy.
And then I think with Dad's side, getting a stepbrother and stepsister, because we're all the same sort of age. So like we've all times at the start there might have been a bit of conflict because you know what it's like. But then as we've grown older, like we're all so close again. Like one of our favourite times is when the whole family gets together. Like and we all have a great laugh together. Like we're all very similar and. They're all great, so.
Oh, lovely. When you say the whole family, so will your mum and dad still get together for...
No, not that. Really. So just say like Dad's side, and then with mum's side as well. Like it's funny because we're 2 very different sort of like families, but actually, like when we get together with mum's side, like with my sister and mum's boyfriend and stuff, like we're so close. Like again, like we all have the same sense of humour, so it's absolutely hilarious. Yeah. Like there's nothing better than like getting. Oh, I can't say favourites, can I? Getting to like mum's Sunday dinner at mum's and get the grandma and it's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah. I'm picking up on the vibe that family is really important to you both.
Oh, massively, yeah.
Definitely. Well, yeah, I mean, definitely, it's hugely important.
I mean, we wouldn't be anywhere near where we are without support. Like, I think most people are the same, but with their family, I guess. But like emotionally.
I don't know, families can be weird, can't they? Yeah. Like, sometimes they say you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family.
Yeah, true.
Have you ever fell out?
Oh, like us two?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't think there's been a major falling out. Like, and I think that's weird, but there hasn't been, as there really.
I remember once.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. This might be news to me.
At least Jack's honest.
Yeah, I'm honest. And I do think it was generally only once.
Okay.
Where we had a proper fallout and we had a bit of a scrap up in Mum's attic. Remember? We had a bit of a fight. It only lasted about... Oh, yeah, we were about...
actual physical fight?
Oh, we were about 7
or
something. And I can't remember what we were fighting over. It was probably something daft, like who got to go first on the PlayStation or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I remember having a bit of a no fists were thrown, but a bit of a hoodah. And then, yeah, honestly, and it was a fight. And then we both stormed into each other's rooms, sat there for about 10 seconds, and then just came back out, started laughing, and played on PlayStation again.
Oh, we have had some.
That's about it.
I don't even remember that.
I can't remember. It scarred me.
I think recently we have had some like little fallings out, but it's little daft stuff, like family stuff. So, like I remember there was one literally probably only about a few months ago. We were on the way down to York and we were driving, and this was stupid. So we followed the sat nav, and there was basically the road was a bit slow up ahead. So Jack decided, I know a shortcut. It'll pull off the road. We were late anyway.
It would have been perfect
to try and get
if the road wasn't closed.
Try and get through this town. And Jack didn't know, but actually one of the roads was closed in the town. So what we had to do, we had to go a different route. Jack obviously thought he knew the way because he thinks he knows everything. And then he literally went the wrong way. And by this point, I've just started to see red. I'm just literally...
We were already late, weren't we?
I'm
so we had to turn
over,
back round. So what?
Big U-turn. And I just blew my lid. I was just like proper shouting at you, saying like...
The great fallout of 2023.
And you called your Sophie, and it was just like, we were expecting... Everyone could tell, and we just followed. It was just silence on the phone for a couple of minutes.
I think the rest of that hour journey was just like.
But then, literally, like.
I feel we'll fall out with each other, but we'll deliberately do it in a joking way. But there's an undertone of you've pissed me off.
Yeah.
But we'll do it in a jokey way, so it's almost like. But we're not offending each other. Like we'd never fall out with one to offend. Like, I don't know, shout, but. That's a weird one, isn't it?
But it's so easy. Like, I mean, we're best mates again. Like that. Like, all I have to do is like make a stupid joke, and Jack will like laugh, or make him a cup of tea, or play a game of FIFA on the Xbox. So I don't know anything, and we're back to like how we were. Nothing like there's no grudges or nothing lasts.
Nothing's deep, is it?
No, nothing's deep.
Oh, that's amazing.
Which is quite because I do know sets of twins who do generally fall out quite a lot.
Yeah.
And like sometimes don't even like each other.
Even like boy twins.
Even like boy twins, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But no, again, like we've been so lucky that we just I think it's just our personalities. We're just not sort of very confrontational or falling out type of people.
Quite easygoing.
Yeah. That's really laid back.
Yeah, laid back. Is falling out a word?
I said falling out. It could be falling outy.
Falling outy.
I come out with all sorts of words on these, and they just become a thing. You just got to roll it and own it. Yeah. Brilliant. What's the longest time you ever spent away from each other?
Literally, when Tom's recent holiday.
I wondered that.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
So that was 3
weeks. Mental. I didn't know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
Just sat around, just like, all right.
I literally be on my phone, so the time difference was about 7 hours. Yeah. So it'd be about 3 o'clock, and I know Jack's waking up, so I'm like, I'll just send him a text, make sure I'll see how he is.
But it was a really busy period at work.
Oh, it was.
So I was hating Tom.
Yeah.
I was sat here, literally snowed under, while he's on a beach having a cocktail.
Yeah.
Like while he's on a beach having a cocktail, he sends me pictures as well, and I'm stressing. I'm like, that is probably when we fell out. If he wasn't here, we'd have fallen out.
I bet you chose those few weeks on purpose as well.
No.
It should have been done by then. But It's annoyed me now.
But, sorry.
But
no, but that's probably it.
Yeah, I would say 3 weeks.
There's been the odd, obviously holidays with our partners and stuff, but maybe like a week, 10 days.
Isn't it crazy to think 3 weeks is like the longest we've spent apart? Which is mental, really, isn't it?
Weird, isn't it?
But did you really miss each other as well?
To be fair,
you can be honest.
Yeah. To be fair, you were so busy at work. I was so busy, obviously on holiday with everything going on, which was sort of get onto things. But then I
was looking forward to having you back. Don't get me wrong, definitely.
There's always things now. My Sophie, she knows this, so this won't upset her or anything. But we'll be in a hotel. And they'll be like, oh, I'll go play tennis. And I'll say Sophie, and Sophie's really keen. She'll come play tennis and do everything with me. But always as well as she knows I'm thinking, oh, I wish Jack was here to go play tennis with, or oh, it'd be great if. And I'll say to Sophie, I'll be like, oh, it'd be great if me and Jack could go paddle boarding. And I feel really bad because
I was surprised.
Sophie will be like, oh, I can paddle boarding. I'm like, oh no, that'd be amazing. No, that'd be great.
Yeah,
I'd love to. I am digging a hole there.
You are digging a really
Sorry,
hole.
Sophie, I am digging.
Yeah.
But
I don't feel like that at all.
I was going to say. Or maybe you're better at hiding it.
No.
You've got a little bit of tact in the relationship.
I want my relationship to last.
But yeah, I did miss you.
Oh, that's really lovely.
I did, yeah.
I missed you too.
So it's almost like your Sophies are still in a relationship with, I don't want to say both of you in that
Honestly,
way, but
that
kind
is
of.
a really important thing. We sort of going into it it is really hard for our partners. It generally is. And I do do massively appreciate their sort of patience. I'm not just saying that because it's on camera.
Yeah.
But it's even that my dad had a conversation with them. I remember just saying, look, it's hard to be with twins, and it is. But even though Sophie, I've been with her 6 years. She's my number one. Don't get me wrong. Tom's pretty close.
Oh, okay. So yes.
Well, that's news to me actually.
Right.
I'm a little bit.
Well, it's
a bit hurt by that. I was generally thought I was still your number one. But it's fine.
Well, disappointed.
Fine.
No. Try and be respectful.
If there was a clean way out, I'd stop listening to you.
Yeah. No, but
do we need to pause? Do we need
tissues?
No. Yeah, of course I do. We always said, our bond is so strong. It must be really difficult for our Sophies to sort of because it's almost like they know they will never have the same bond. It's a different bond, and it's still an amazing bond we have with our Sophies. That is so strong, but it's a different bond.
Yeah.
And they would never be able to get in between that bond.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
So, and that can drive couples apart,
I'll be honest,
families. And
I've broken up with girlfriends in the past because I think probably one of the primary reasons is they've tried to get in the way of that bond.
Yeah.
And Jack's always come out on top.
Right.
I mean, they were never, with my girlfriends, our Sophie's super serious now. But back in the day, they just can't break that bond.
Jealousy almost.
Probably subconscious jealousy, really. What I talked about there, digging myself a hole with playing tennis or paddleboards. Maybe they haven't been able to deal with that.
Yeah.
And that's tough.
No, I get it. It must be. You're getting kind of 2 for 1, and so that.
And it's not really what they signed up for.
No, exactly.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It must have been tough.
I mean, this must be an obvious question you asked all the time. And I've probably asked it before as well, but have you ever been mixed up or on purpose got yourself mixed up?
I don't know.
Yes.
Sophie.
No. Obviously, back in the day, obviously.
Well, there was we used to live together. A flat. So I remember I was cooking, and from behind, we look identical. I mean, we look pretty identical from the front, but from behind, it's ridiculous. So I was cooking dinner, and then Tom's Sophie came up and gave me a proper hug around there. I feel like she was about to kiss me on the neck.
Oh, okay.
I was about to get intimate with it.
I was like, wrong twin. And she was like, oh, sorry. And then sort of went off.
I have to chat to Sophie about this when I get home, actually. It's interesting.
Oh, definitely happened.
I feel like I'm just a relationship breaker today.
Hey, look, my conscience is clean.
I think when you're growing up and you're younger and you're going through your, I don't know, the phase everyone young girls have. It's maybe we had these plans to do it, but then actually we always liked our partners too much, so I couldn't think of anything worse than Jack.
Well,
we've
we never really had a girlfriend at the same time until now, obviously. So I would either be in a relationship, then I'd break up with Tom and something get rich. So we never singled at the same time.
Yeah.
And to be fair, we could never have pulled that off anyway. We didn't have good enough chat. We're not good enough.
Who do you think we are?
You know what I mean?
Ryan Gosling over it.
Oh.
So yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but just a quick word about our sponsor, Be Daily. I've been subscribing to the Be Daily now since starting my business. It provides relevant and informative information directly to my inbox, not just about the North East, but also national news. If you're interested in subscribing, we'll put the link in the description box so you can get the business news directly to your inbox. Now back to the podcast. So you touched on a little bit about kind of just being treated as one person almost. Has that ever happened with friends and family where maybe you just get one present to share, that sort of thing?
Well, it's funny. So at Christmas, it's always like we're sitting, got our own little piles, really nice sort of thing. And then it's like Tom will pull his present. This is like from Mum, and like everyone really out the bag. And then Mum will be like, "Oh, Jack, you need to open yours at the same time," because we know they're the same but different colours. It's like, which is nice. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's like, you literally, it's like, "Oh, Jack opened that," so we open. It's like, "Oh, yeah,
it's like synchronised opening."
Synchronised presents. Yeah.
To be fair, we've always quite liked that.
Yeah,
like you say, we've never seen it as an issue. Like, I know there's probably some sets of twins who probably really hate it. Like, it probably like really upsets them. But to us,
it's an honour.
Oh yeah, it's fine. Like, I think.
I don't care at all.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So, how do you manage to maintain individual identities, or is that not important to you? You know, just with working together as well as kind of.
I feel like it's quite. I don't feel it's that important. Like, to be honest, like it's.
I think
we are individual people, but at the same time, like. Yeah, it's that thing like someone will be like, "Oh, Tom," and I'll turn around and answer. Like I don't know. I'm not generally not truthful.
Yeah, I know.
Do you have like different roles? Do you feel like is there a good cop, bad cop?
Oh, well, yeah. Tom's the type of person who Tom gets stuff done, whereas I don't really.
Yeah, Jack,
I do, but like I'll make a to-do list. Typical person, I'll do what I want to do on it first, but Tom will do what needs to be done, which is great. Like, yeah, I think
I would say I'm much more sort of like project based. So I would say I'm at my best and probably enjoy the most when I'm like, say, on site with the guys, we're doing the building, I pick up the phone if somebody needs sorting out, and like much more sort of that angled, where Jack's much better than I am at being in the office, like running this, I'd say running the business, sort of, he's better with the girls, he's better with, you know, the financials.
I guess more the day-to-day stuff. Yeah. Like I'll run the day-to-day stuff where you're very like project-based and you're like, once you're in it, you're sort of like really like focused and sort of like running the construction site, which is really hard.
But then it works really well, to be fair, because I think we both enjoy those aspects. So then, like I say, we can go out and do different things in the business. Like the best thing about having two of us is that you get twice as much done.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah,
I always wish, you know, when they say, "I wish I could clone myself in business."
Honestly,
yeah. Well, we have that.
We have, but even so, I think, I wish we could, especially for building, I wish there was just two more of us.
Yeah,
just to get stuff done.
I mean, it is a shame that it takes 50% of my salary. But...
I know, yeah.
It's
50% of your salary. Around, actually.
Yeah, I know.
You've been sacked a couple of times.
Really?
Well, you still end up turning back up on a Monday morning.
Oh, I love it. And is there ever, again, a little bit businessy, treading a fine line here, but do you feel like you still get the same level of respect in business being twins? I don't see why it would affect it, but
no,
you know.
I think we do, yeah. I mean, I think respect is something earned, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think, again, everyone knows it's sort of like, I think we treat everyone how we'd want to be treated ourselves, so whether we're twins or not, I think.
Yeah.
And we've you know, we are generally really hard workers.
And it does work quite well, actually. Especially in the sort of the project side of things, because like you can sort of have like almost like good cop, bad cop.
As you said before, it is a good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, so it's almost like, look, you can sort of be the friend and stuff like that, but if you need someone to sort of like back you up or sort of like come in a bit hard, it's great. That's what Jack can come in.
But saying that, I mean, we are not intimidating people at all. We are the least
intimidating
people. Yeah, all 6'4" of me. You know what I mean? We're not like, you know.
Basically, Jack Reacher, aren't you?
But I think that's lovely, especially in your industry.
It is so nice to, and we're very soft touch. Like we're not like overly soft.
Not
like,
pushovers.
No, it's certainly not pushovers, but we're very much sort of like, you know, conversation, soft touch, like confrontation. That just avoid, like.
Yeah.
I mean, it does happen a lot in our
industry. I think these days it's not good to be confrontation. I don't think people react these days to that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think you're right. I do find though in business sometimes there's a tendency for people to underestimate someone when they're nice and then maybe a bit fun as well.
100%, yeah. Especially in sort of like the building trade as well. It's like, you know, you're trying to stick to the net, but people do sort of take the miss. Take the miss.
Take the what?
I'm allowed to swear in this, aren't I?
Yeah, you are. Or you can say Mickey, or missed.
Yeah. Or Bob pissed, or whatever. Some people take the Michael. When you know you are kind to them and they'll take like too long a breaks or they're just not working hard enough, and that's when I think it's important where someone like if you're running the site, like I'll then come in and just be like, I'll just go off on a little rant for like 10 minutes storming. Not really at anyone. I don't do it at anyone. I just walk around site angry.
He has a proper grumpy face on him.
Yeah, like, stomping about.
Yeah, so I don't feel like I'm sort of looking at someone and say, this is terribly shocking. I'll walk into a room just have an absolute rant, even though when I know the person I'm meant to be ranting at is next door, so he hears it, then storm off, and then Tom will come back and be like, look, like Jack really needs this done.
Well, there's a few times where, say I try and be sort of the friendly sort of like vibe. Say a couple of labourers on site, for instance, say they weren't getting it, or they weren't working hard, or they weren't doing the job they should have done. I'll be like, look, Jack's going to be round in about 15 minutes. And then they're like, oh shit, so they're really working. Or it'll be questions, they'll be like, oh, I need to get this done before Jack comes round.
It was, wasn't it?
Perfect. It's great for me, because I could be like, Jack can come in and be a bit of a bastard and sort of organise it all up. And then I can just be like, look, he's just having a stressful day, but honestly, we do need to reinforce the point that this needs to be done. But don't take it personally, he's just having a stressful day in the office. Meanwhile, I know full well he's having a hot chocolate with the girls in the office. He's not stressed at all.
No, that is really good. It's something that
it does work really well, actually.
Yeah, I guess if you've got another business partner, it could... definitely. It's something I miss out on. I just have to go split personality. A little bit crazy. What's wrong with Charlotte? Oh, she's fine now.
It's fine, like, we'll just won't speak to Charlotte.
People know when to avoid,
Yeah, it's angry Charlotte.
Is that Harvey Hugo? It's like Harvey...
Yeah, true. Harvey was the one that was always a little bit bad cop. You know, he likes everything in order. Hugo just crazy, didn't know what's going on anyway. So, both of them are me, just in one person.
Love it.
Do you get frustrated when people mix you up?
No,
I don't.
Not bothered at all. Like, people will call me Tom all the time, and I'll just brush it off. I'll just
becomes so natural now, doesn't it? Like, it's like literally, if they call me Jack, you just don't even notice. Like you just.
Our grandma doesn't have a clue.
Oh, bless.
Oh, she called me Tim the other day. I thought it was Tim.
She'll come in, right? And like, she won't say this. Like, she'll come in and she'll look at him and be like. And then she'll just walk off, not even say anything. She's not even ask.
I don't know.
Like, not bothered. Just walk off and like, oh, hi, how are you doing? Nice to see you.
Oh, bless. I mean, it can be hard for them just distinguishing which of the grandchildren it is, let alone twins. That's really messing with her.
Oh no, that's funny, but no, we don't really get frustrated. I mean, I'd be honoured to be mistaken for Jack. I mean, look at him.
Right, I knew.
I mean, he's at least a 4 out of 10 looks wise.
4.5.
We'll get to that later.
Oh, okay. I'm messing myself over there, aren't I?
was going to say, at least I had a haircut.
And what annoys you about each other?
What annoys me about you is that you always dress a lot better than I do. This is like a compliment. This is like a backhanded compliment. But apart from Tim, you crocs and your socks. But yeah, I always say, I was having this joke with your Sophie a little while ago, and you always come into the office and you always got like new clothes, you're looking suave, and I'm there in like...
Invest in yourself.
I know, scratty jeans and a polo shirt like I in this morning with some hair straighteners.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like... So that annoys me.
It helps people know the difference though, because I always know smart as Jack.
Yeah.
I'm only joking. I'm only joking.
What annoys me about you just sometimes I come up with brilliant ideas and you just don't get it. You know, I come up with brilliant ideas and you just think, oh, that's unrealistic. I don't want to hear it's unrealistic.
Well, it's because I just don't want to break your heart by saying it's the most ridiculous idea I've ever heard in my life.
See what I mean?
So I try and tone it down a little bit. Go, you know what, it could happen, but I don't think it's realistic.
I think I do a bit that with you.
Not sometimes. Just going, that was stupid.
It's rude.
Well, now you know you can just be honest.
No, I can be honest, and you won't be offended by it.
But apart from that,
I'm not
sure
sure
if you annoy me. I mean, you do a little bit.
I think one thing is sometimes, I think this is sometimes by like running your own business up as well. You're quite sort of, it's either your way or the highway a little bit sometimes.
Okay.
So if we both want to do it our way, but they're different ways, then sometimes that can cause a little bit of conflict. Not much, and it'll annoy me that you can't see that my way is right.
But then the best way to combat that is we play this game where we throw a ball at each other in the office, and you have 3 lives, and if you drop it 3 times, whatever. So then if whoever wins that game, we go that way.
You leave it up to the gods to decide.
It's up to the gods. Whether I know Tom's way is wrong. We'll try it, it'll fail, and then we'll come back to my way.
So it's a very strategic approach you have to your business.
Very strategic. We look at the external environment, the climate, the interest rates, and then we just throw a ball around and go, whichever way the ball lands.
What's good business terms? Economic development, finance, GDPs.
Yes.
All that nonsense.
All of that.
It comes down to a ball get thrown across the office.
Yeah. Do you know what? I love that though. I'm trying to scale my business at the minute, and there's so much kind of heavy stuff. I'm just going to start throwing a ball around.
Start throwing a ball. Because it's the ideas ball, isn't it?
It's the ideas ball.
Yeah. Love it. You'll have to show me said
Ridiculous.
ideas ball.
I mean, yeah.
If it's PG.
I mean, no, because yeah. Well, yeah. No, but you're seriously trying to scale up. I mean, we just accidentally scale, I think.
Yeah?
But obviously,
No, I think you're playing yourselves down. But yes, it's hard not to talk about business, isn't it? It's really hard. Anyway, okay, tell me about a life-changing moment for you both.
Oh, so this is a hard question.
Yeah, because there's never been a profound moment. Like, there's never been something where, you start valuing things more.
Yeah, because you just threw a ball.
Yeah,
threw a ball. Yeah, I dropped the ball. Honestly, I dropped it, and then we had to go Tom's way. Yeah. And, he was right. So that was profound.
I would say, like, on a different sort of, slightly different angle to life-changing moments, probably when we decided to drop out of uni, though. Now, that might sound a bit ridiculous, but actually, we knew we didn't want to be at uni. We didn't really know what we wanted to do, but we knew uni wasn't for us. So I think we did come together, and you said a bit before that, I dropped out first and you followed. But I think it was a massive decision, knowing that, look, we didn't want to spend 3-4 years doing something that we didn't really want to do, or we knew wasn't going to get us to where we were going to be. So I think in terms of a life-changing moment, making that decision with all the pressures that come with that decision.
I guess we didn't think it was a life-changing. At the time, we certainly weren't thinking it was life-changing.
But then when we did drop out and we made the decision, and we were really lucky that, we could become labourers for some family friends who were builders.
Yeah.
Now, we sort of grew up through, we went to boarding school. We were very lucky with our sort of like childhood that I didn't really know much about the building industry or what labourers were. But when we got that job and we were into it, and we found out we loved it, like that probably comes back from dropping out of uni. Like, if we didn't drop out of uni, we wouldn't have been labourers. We wouldn't have developed building skills. We wouldn't have gone on our journey to be property developers.
Yeah.
So maybe
that probably is life-changing without knowing it.
Without knowing it, and maybe not being your traditional life-changing moment. Like, I didn't, just. I don't know.
No, I know exactly.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that sort of like forged our path, if you like.
Yeah.
And without knowing it at the time, even though it was, Dad wasn't very impressed. I'll be honest.
Was that a really difficult conversation?
Yeah, it was
tough. Of
tough.
It was. Yeah, I think
I think from where we come from, like we're saying, absolutely loved that school. Like, I recommend anyone to go there. But that type of
just
school.
Not your uni.
Yeah. But like, again, that type of school is like, what are you doing at university? It's not like there's loads of other options out there, and
I think these days there's loads of like apprenticeships and like different ways you
can make money. To be honest with you,
definitely. I sometimes think for the school it looks good. They're ticking boxes to get people to uni. That's like the next thing. It's seen as a success for them if they do that. Not so much if they go into work, which
or if they're trying to build like entrepreneurs and stuff like that. Then it's very different because like
I think that is changing now though, because we've been back to different schools to do different talks and stuff.
Oh, good.
And I think
we do a lot of that.
I think generally that is changing to be like, the builder people to be employable rather than just tick boxes.
Yeah, I guess that would be a life-changing moment, I suppose.
Yeah, and I was shocked to hear that you left first. I just thought you'd have come to the decision together, but no, you left first.
Tom left first, went on the dole.
Yeah, I did.
Started living life in a house in Newcastle. Loving it. I saw how great that was. That sounds fantastic.
I got brilliant at Call of Duty. But no, and then so Jack, I think once me and Jack are obviously talking all the time, talking through it, and I think when Jack realised why I left and he sort of felt like he was in the same position, that he decided to do it as well.
It was mainly because we didn't get involved with the uni life. Like, I feel like if we had done, we'd have, if we'd gone into halls of residence.
No, I agree, but I think subconsciously as well, it's like,
I think it's a good thing. It's all happened for a reason, hasn't it? Like,
but I just feel like it wasn't our path. Like, we weren't doing degrees we really wanted to do. Like, it just wasn't. We're so practical and hands-on people. It just wasn't our path.
My degree would have saved us a lot of money though.
Yeah, Jack was going to do architectural technology, which is actually that would have been brilliant.
That would have saved us a fortune.
But
hey,
we are 10
but it's
behind.
Tom's fault, isn't it?
It's Tom's fault. If he had left and started smashing Call of Duty, I wouldn't have been able to live with him.
Yeah, true.
What was your course?
Psychology.
Okay.
You only did that because you thought there'd be a high number of girls on your course.
That is true. That is true. I didn't know what I wanted to do. My stepmom did psychology, and so we talked about it. So I thought it'd be a really good broad degree to do. But then in the back of my mind, I was like, there'll probably be loads of girls on there.
Yeah.
Not many girls.
And then it turned out.
So that's why you dropped out.
That's why you dropped out. And it turned out that I couldn't even talk to any of the girls anyway because I was too shy. So I just.
Well.
Well,
everyone thinks I went to Loughborough University for sport, but it's actually, I think, 70% males.
Oh,
so
nice.
that's why I was there.
Yeah.
Even though I had a boyfriend. But, exactly. Talk me through how the conversation went with your dad when you wanted to drop out.
I don't know whether it was a conversation discussing dropping out or we had dropped out. I can't remember, and we just told him. I don't think we were that ballsy.
I think
with Mum it was very much. I think, to be fair, I mean, I've never been one for like I don't think I've got any sort of mental health. But when people say like anxious and anxiety, it's like I'd wake up in the morning and say I had a course at 9 and I'd feel sick and scared that I didn't want to go in.
Right.
Like, I just hated it. Just so nervous.
It's true.
So I think
with Dad it was difficult because we didn't really have a plan B. Dad's very much like, look, what you're going to do then? And we couldn't really tell him. So it's like, well, you could
support us if he thinks it's the right decision. I think he was just a bit disappointed because. Well, kids dropping out of uni.
They probably felt like we didn't give it a fair chance, which would probably be a fair comment. Yeah. Like maybe like if you do a year and then you really can't do it, you don't like it, and you've got a plan B, then you can probably understand that. But only being like 4 or 5 weeks, like we haven't given it a chance, you haven't done it, and I get that. Like I get that. So it was a hard conversation. I remember like we felt like we'd let them down a little bit, which was quite tough. But I think. After a while,
didn't we? Like, it was never going to work.
And after a while, Mum was like brilliant, like so supportive. Our grandparents were so supportive, and Dad was really supportive. I think after a few months, once we'd started doing like the labouring stuff and then they could see we were a lot happier. Yeah. And I think it just made sense.
Yeah. Did it almost spur you on to work harder and make more of a success to prove you didn't need to go to them?
Maybe it did subconsciously.
Do you know what really does? To be fair, like. And this is probably going off a bit of a tangent again, but it's quite nice to say.
I'm used to it.
No. So like one thing that like maybe not so much now because I think we've built a brand and we're quite established, but definitely at the start, it's like one thing that's always happened with us, and it's no secret that we managed to start because of a lot of family help. Now, one thing that was really important to us was to try and break that stigma that silver spoon, you've only got there because of what your dad's given you, all this sort of stuff. So that I think that made us work a lot harder
to try and earn it ourselves,
earn it yourself, to try and prove people wrong that look, you have to still work at it yourself. Like you can't just be given it all. Like you have to really work it.
So just because someone's giving you an opportunity, you've got to take it, don't you?
Exactly.
And
still put in a lot of hard work.
Oh yeah. And I think that over the last sort of 10 years has just spoke for itself really of where we've managed to get to. And I know that's a bit of a tangent, but it sort of links a little bit to
definitely.
it. And I think
must be so annoying having people think that as
well.
well.
It was, especially at the start, because a lot of people didn't see what was going on in the background, like all like the graft, the hard work, the learning, the sort of the difficult.
Like the failures as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those.
And it's a lot more pressure. Like it's no secret that we managed to buy our first few houses because we could borrow some family money. But I mean, I would rather lose a bank's money than my dad's money, who's worked 35 years to sort of work so hard to be able to give us the opportunity to lend us a bit of money to start. I mean, the pressure is enormous. So
definitely. I mean, I had a lovely upbringing and stuff, and my parents were in business, and I feel the pressure to almost at least maintain that level of success for my children like they did for us and give them just as good upbringing.
Yeah, I think that's a really nice thing. And again, you sort of become, we're very lucky to have a nice upbringing, so you become a bit accustomed to that life and you want to keep that going. I would love to be able to, like you say, send my kids to boarding school or be able to be in the position where we go on nice family holidays and stuff. And that does drive you on, like you were saying with you, it does. I think you feel the same, don't you? So
100%.
Yeah. Well, while we're on the subject of your dad, and he has popped in a few times, but
I've interrupted a few times.
So you remember the Atha advert? I say you remember.
We do.
You probably
it
can't.
Is our childhood. Honestly, that is our childhood.
Yeah. So it was the advertising was on TFM or all the radio channels.
You couldn't get away from it. Every 10 seconds.
Every time you'd go just sort of past Wetherby, and then you're starting to join the A19, and it just on the radio straight away.
You're only an hour from home when he comes. When you hear "Choose the one you know" on the radio.
Yes.
You're like, I'm nearly home. It's like sometimes. Leave me alone.
Yeah, so I guess for any listeners or people viewing that don't know, Jack and Tom's dad is Charles Atha from Atha and Co. That advert were very successful because so many people still recall it today.
The jingles just get stuck in your head.
Really successful. Yeah, exactly. So I remember when we first started getting to know each other in the Business Central, and everyone would come up to you and I'm not going to sing the jingle because I can't sing. No, and I was about to say trust the one you know. Was it choose the one you know?
Yeah.
Right, go on then, sing it.
Choose the one you know. Atha and Co. I want to steal that now when
you
finally
could steal
retires.
it. Yeah, you could steal it. Yeah, it would transfer brilliantly. So, do people still come up to you and sing that?
Probably not so much anymore. When we were younger, it was all we had
at school.
People would hide around corners for you and then just jump out and go, choose the one.
Well, I remember, and Dad will remember this. We were walking down Stokesay High Street, and Dad with me and Tom, and someone jumped out the public toilets and started singing it. And I'm not pretending he's like some sort of celebrity because he hates that sort of thing. He hates being publicly recognised because he's only a solicitor from Borough, you know what I mean? But I think that was just so embarrassing.
Oh,
but then at the same time, I kind of loved it.
It's funny.
Yeah, it is funny. Like, but yeah, that used to not really so much anymore. Like, I don't know.
Is he going to bring the advertising campaign back at any point?
So they're still on the radio. They don't do much TV anymore. But I don't know. I'm sure he'll pop in again in about 10 minutes.
Yeah,
we'll have to ask him.
Yeah,
we'll have to ask
definitely.
him.
And it seems like you've got a really strong relationship still.
Oh like absolutely love him. Like obviously, he comes in here as he intro. He comes in probably every day certainly. That is working.
Every hour on the hour.
Every hour. He'll make an excuse what he did there. He'll bring a letter in.
Okay.
He'll come through the office back door, bring a letter and go, "Oh, I've got your mail. Put it down," and then he just looks for snacks. He'll just come in because we've got quite a lot of snacks in the office. They'll come for treats and
it's amazing.
But it is nice. It's a really it is nice. And they come for lunch all the time.
It's a nice vibe because we're so close, so it's nice, and it's nice having him there and stuff. And obviously, we are so close because a lot of where we've come from is thanks to him. So we have to let him have some snacks every now and then.
Paid in snacks. It's not a bad way to be repaid, to be honest.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah.
And what sort of values did he, and I guess your mother as well, instill in you growing up?
Oh yeah, I think like you say, we always talk a lot about dad and stuff, but mum's like equally is important. I mean, like
more important probably.
I was from the support point of view.
Yeah, I was thinking about this. I think not to be sort of too so not big-headed, but I do think we are very generous and kind people. Like with time more than anything, I think that's very much from mum, and I think that's like what mum sort of distilled into us. Maybe not like deliberately, but mum's very generous and very sort of like kind and caring person. So. I think,
and just the support network.
Yeah.
But I think
that's a bit more, it's a bit stricter. But again, very much sort of like financial rigor. Organising.
I think like what you've just said there, they've taught us to sort of like just be nice and respectful people. Like, at the end of the day, you get so much more. He always says you get so much more from sugar with salt than is that saying? You get so much more
with sugar than
salt. But like just generally be a nice person. Like at the end of the day, respect everyone, be a nice person, and then things will happen. Like things happen to good people. Like good things happen to good people.
Yeah.
So I think they've taught us that.
Most of the times.
I think bad people can get lots of good stuff, but at the end of the day, if you stick to your values and you stick to being a good person, good stuff will happen to you. Is that right, Jack?
That's so profound.
Yeah.
But it's profound.
Tom's life lesson.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom.
No, it's true.
No, it is.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I like to think it is anyway.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why are we being so nice?
Yeah, exactly. What's the point?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Brilliant. And on the subject of families, so you're about to start your own now, but you have just got engaged.
Thank you.
And congratulations and
commiserations to Sophie.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair.
What made you feel that the timing was right?
So we've been together. I hope I get this right. So we've been watching this probably about 5.5 years now and stuff. So we have been together a long time, and I've wanted to do it for a while. I think we've been so busy, like with work and stuff, and I'm quite a laid-back character anyway. So it's sort of like, it'll just happen when it happens, But I think what supercharged in the last couple of months, we had this holiday planned, where I engaged, proposed to, and things like this. So that sort of supercharged it, and I think it just started to come feel right. Like we just started to finish our big project. I don't know. It just this time in your life, it's hard to explain, but it just felt right. And then when we were on holiday, the moment was just perfect. So it was. I don't know. I don't want to get all soppy about it, but it was cute.
How do you feel about it, Jack?
Oh, I'm happy for him. Yeah. Happy for them both. Yeah, honestly, I'm over the moon. Can't wait. It's like I'm assuming I'll be your best man.
Well, it's a toss-up.
Is it? Is there a short list?
There is a short list.
I'll interview.
There is an interview process.
I won't let you down. No, I love a party. No.
Yeah.
If a wedding, I don't have to pay for.
Yeah. Do you feel the pressure though now?
No, I don't feel the pressure. Like me and Sophie, we've talked about this. I've been with her over 6 years, and again, we've talked about this, and she knows. She knows I'm going to marry her.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if she says yes.
Yeah.
That's
nice.
Yeah, but I just don't think proposing or getting married at the moment would change anything. To be honest, I'm not I am a big believer in marriage and stuff, but no rush.
Yeah. So the joint wedding's not happening.
Now we were talking about this. That would save a lot of money.
And they both got Sophie, so it'd be easy for the vicar and stuff just to roll it off.
I don't think my Sophie would be very impressed, so I don't think that would happen.
I don't think that would.
I can see some positives definitely. I mean, all our friends are the same. All our family is the same. We just have to invite all Sophie's family, your Sophie's family.
Well, we could have an altar. Is it an altar? when you get married?
No.
What is
it's
it?
not an altar, is it? It's
I
can be
think
an altar.
yeah,
In the church,
I think
is an
so. If
altar.
you're going down the church route.
Yeah, just have opposite altars, there's that, and then like
Different
it's just
vicar.
yeah, different vicar. It's
Or you
like
can just
do you
switch
take
between them.
well, just swivel chairs, so you can just turn.
Yeah. Sounds romantic.
Sounds romantic. Efficient. It's not romantic, but it's efficient.
It's efficient and it's cheap.
Most importantly, it's cheap.
Amazing. And then I take it there's a stronger chance of you having twins if you do want children in the future.
I'd love twins.
Would you love that?
I'd
Yeah.
love-
Get them
I'd love
straight out.
twins.
2 out at once.
Yeah, I'd have rather that.
Yeah.
Less damage.
I don't say I'm not sure if Sophie would like that, but maybe she would.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love twins.
Yeah, I would love twins. I think my
How
Sophie
lucky
would.
can they be? But my Sophie's... We do say it's my Sophie and Tom's Sophie.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm glad we explained at the start. I think like, my Sophie.
Yeah, my Sophie.
Sophie,
We're just sharing Sophie.
Yeah.
So it's like her aunties are twins, and she's got
Oh,
quite a lot
wow.
of twins in her family. So I'm hoping
okay.
it skips a generation or whatever, and then hoping it'll come.
That'd be
to us.
amazing. Oh yeah, I'd love a set of twins. That'd be amazing.
Oh.
Might
Well,
call one Tom.
well, good luck with that.
Thank you. Yeah, that's all the works on Sophie. No, we're involved.
We do have a say in this.
We do have a say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
say
I
in
worked.
it.
I said to Chris, he was like my Chris, that he was like 0.03%. He did his involvement.
Exactly.
Yes.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, we worked it out. He did some maths.
It was there for,
Well done.
It was there for 5 to 10 seconds.
Yeah.
important thing.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so now we're on to the regular questions side of things, and we've got a twist with having 2 of you. So it's on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. You need to rate yourself at the following 10 things, but then also I want you to decide who's the best at each item.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well, I'm saving up for this. This is
Okay.
serious.
I know it is serious. This is a really serious one. How good looking are you?
10.
That's
Okay.
awful to say. We're not.
Oh, I think you're good looking.
7, 8.
Well, I think when I've had a shave and a haircut,
If you prefer, if that's easier.
7.
7.
When I've had a haircut and a shave, I would say I'm
Pretty strong.
I can compete with Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
But
Well, they nearly cast you for the Barbie movie, didn't they?
it was close. It was between me and.
You just weren't enough. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
I really, sorry, I missed that. It was lost on me. I
That's
really want to
fallen.
see it though.
That's fallen flat.
Have you
isn't
seen it?
No.
So it's just me. Everyone who's seen it, well, they'll be creasing.
Okay,
at
but
that joke.
have you seen it, Ryan?
What did you say?
I am Knuff.
Oh yeah,
See?
I've seen it. Yeah,
See,
yeah.
I
Ryan
didn't
is
laugh, I
creasing.
didn't laugh.
Yeah, no.
Is that
He's
funny?
holding it in so well.
To be fair, halfway through I had to get a bit boring.
I had a few drinks.
Switched out.
I don't know. Anyway,
There's no shame in admitting you love Barbie.
it was good. It was really thought-provoking. It was.
Okay.
I promise it was good. Anyway,
I want to see it. I do.
it was
want to.
really good.
Okay, right. And so who's the best looking then?
To be fair, I would say Jack is probably the better looking.
Yeah, I'd probably say John.
Most people do.
Okay,
I thought we were going to bounce off each
No,
other.
sorry, of course, yeah.
is that the general feeling you've
That
got
is-
from girls over the years?
No, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Apart from,
That's
remember
probably-
those group of sort of the women in the Yarm Night Out? We did an
50
experiment.
plus women.
Yeah, we did an
Yeah,
experiment.
Did you do a poll? Yeah.
We did an experiment about
Tom won,
6-7 years ago. Because Jack, to be fair,
Her eyesight wasn't
people do
great.
think.
They had a few drinks.
Well, we were in, yeah, I'm okay. But we were in there. We we went and asked, and they were all in favour for me, weren't they?
Fair play to you.
Yeah, fair play.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I'd probably say Jack's slightly better looking.
Okay, and you'd
kills
agree
me,
with
but
that, Jack?
probably
Yeah.
agree with that, yeah.
Okay, right. How funny are you?
I think now.
Well, we
I
think
my
we're funny.
Sophie, like I think, humour is what got her because she's gorgeous. She's way too good for me.
She
I
is
think,
way-
I,
she
I
is way
think I
too
laughed
good
her
for
into bed.
She is way too good for you.
She is.
But to be, I would say,
you back him up there.
yeah, but Sophie's way too good for it. But I would say, I'd say funny wise, I think probably sense of humour is one of our best traits, I guess. So what? 8 out of 10?
Yeah, I'd say
Being
8 out of 10.
ambitious?
Yeah, I
8
don't
out of
know.
10?
Yeah, and is there a funnier one?
I would say I was funny, yeah.
Okay, would you agree, Jack? No. Okay.
No.
So he thinks he's better looking. He thinks he's funny.
Yeah.
This list has got off to a great
You're
start.
quite funny. No, you are quite funny. To be fair.
But just quite funny.
Just quite funny. I'm not happy with that.
Okay, all right. Are you good at cooking?
I'm not.
Not really,
No.
no.
How would you score yourselves?
Actually,
I think I've got a couple of signature dishes. So and when I cook that, it's very
oh,
good.
your Cajun chicken.
Cajun chicken
Really
and a bed
nice.
of sweet potato with some. Is it not mange too? What are the stringy beans? Runner beans.
Green beans.
Green beans.
You don't even know what's
Just
in your main dish.
Just some nice green beans. It's all.
Are they a garden vegetable?
Yeah, garden veg. Yeah. I am all presentation.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Whereas, and that I can cook phenomenally well.
Right.
Phenomenally. But apart from that, nah.
To be
Rubbish.
fair, like I always thought I was rubbish, but then with Sophie, sometimes
You're
I'll like,
all right, actually.
yeah,
You'll
sometimes.
send me pictures of your dinner. I'm pretty impressed.
Sometimes I'll smash out a few good meals. So Sophie generally thinks I'm a good cook. So I'll give myself a 6 out of 10.
Apart from dough from wild potatoes, you can't cook.
Oh no, I've got dough from. I went on a date a long time ago, and I tried to cook dough from wild potatoes, and it went terribly.
I think she left
Like,
it.
well, I didn't get a second date, so I'm not blaming my looks on my humour. I'm blaming the dough from wild potatoes.
Okay.
Dough from was.
It was the dough from was.
Okay, so but you the better cook, is that
Tom's
agreed?
the better cook,
I'm a
yeah.
better-
I would agree with that.
Okay.
So I'm funnier and the better cook so far.
No, I don't think
Is
so.
that what we're agreeing on?
No.
Yeah, I'm staying out of this. Singing, can you sing?
I'm class at singing.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm not going to sing for
To be
you.
fair,
Well, you did a
but
little bit of
I
the
did.
jingle.
I think we were classically trained in the choir.
we were in the
Were you
choir
actually?
at school, yeah.
Yeah, very classically trained.
And then the
Great.
balls dropped and we realised we couldn't sing.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I was,
Again, it was all down to the balls.
It was
wasn't
all down to the
balls.
balls.
No, well, people thought that about Justin Bieber, didn't they? I thought when his balls dropped, he'd be terrible. Look at him now.
Well, that's
Yeah.
true.
He's
Yeah.
alright.
you are a better singer than I am.
I don't know. I love singing, by the way. So
Yeah,
in the
but-
car, shower, I'm proper
Yeah.
like I'll blast out a ballad. I don't know if I'm any good. I think
Yeah.
I'm good, but
Actually,
I
I think you're alright, to be fair.
Yeah, I think
Sometimes
so.
I'll hear you and I think, is that
maybe an octave too high.
is that
or
Ed
maybe-
Sheeran or is that Jack Atha? I just
Exactly,
can't.
exactly.
I can't tell.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it's normally not Ed, it's me.
Yeah.
That's surprising, yeah. Mhm.
But it's surprising.
So, Jack is the better singer.
Jack's the better singer.
What score are you giving yourself?
Oh, I don't think I'm that good.
I'll
On a
give,
scale of 1 to 10, what are we talking?
I'll give myself a 5.
Susan Boyle to
Yeah. Great choice as
I don't
top
know.
singer.
yeah. Britney Spears. Is she good?
Yeah, I'd
Not
say
really.
she's
Very
better
well
than
She's better than
Zero. Yeah.
Yeah, she's better than Steve
well-
Hawking would be.
Maybe.
I'd say.
Yeah. 5. I'll give myself a 6.
6 and
5. I
5.
went for, so.
Okay,
maybe
so it's
so.
still quite close. Right, drinking alcohol.
Oh, Jack's terrible.
I'm terrible. Tom, to be fair, some of my proudest moments of watching Tom is when we're doing a boat race, like with the lads, or like
Yeah.
a hockey team or whatever, and Tom will come up and he'll just see this pint off out of nowhere. I didn't think he could do it. I take probably, I don't know,
A day?
close to a minute
A day?
to drink a
A
pint.
day and a half, maybe?
Well, I had this story. So I went to Zante. I'll be quick. I went to Zante
okay.
on a lads' holiday, as you do. Zante with the lads.
Yeah.
Zante isn't it, though? But
Well, Zante, but Zante, whatever. Posh enough.
Is that the posh bit?
posh, so that no one says Zante apart from Jack.
Whatever. And we were going and we were doing this bar crawl, and then we were in this bar, and you know what it's like, and they lined us all, about 15 of us lads, like on the bar, and doing a strawpedo, where I didn't
Oh,
even
yeah.
know, yeah, where you basically put the straw in a WKD and you drink it really quickly. And I'd never done this before because I didn't go to uni, but everyone else had, honestly. And it was a race. I started, we all started, they'd all finished in about 5 seconds, and I'm not joking, it took me over a minute to drink this thing. I was may as well at the end just being like, just sipping it. Yeah, it was so embarrassing. Like I was, yeah.
And you've never got better.
I've never got
You've
better.
never got better. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a good drinker. Like, we
Yeah.
like all our friends will say, we're lightweights. We won't
drink
drink a pint.
shandies.
We'll drink a
Yeah.
shandy.
Oh yes, I
love a
remember.
shandy,
I remember.
though.
Yeah.
You're owning it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So we're not big drinkers at all. But I would say I'm a much better drinker than Jack. If it comes to crunch time and we have to sort of,
It's just too cold, isn't it?
To be fair, I'm not good at downing things.
No.
Yeah.
it's hard.
Yeah. Okay, so scores. So you're better. What scores are you giving?
Oh,
yourself?
well, I'm a 2.
Yeah, and I'd put me 4.
It's only just
It's a low bar. It's a low
yeah.
bar.
Brilliant. So, do you have any pets or animals? Because there's a parenting question next, and we can.
Yeah, I have a pet dog called Ralph. Little
Aw,
cockapoo.
awesome.
It's gorgeous. Hi, Ralph, if you're going to watch. Shout out to Ralph.
Nightmare.
Do you have any? Do you not like rabbits?
Oh, yeah, I've got a cat.
He has a
I have a cat called Maisie, who I'm highly allergic to.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
Yep, and I wake up bunged up every morning, loving life. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
I
me-
love Maisie. Hi, Maisie. she won't pay attention. She doesn't like me very much.
Oh, okay.
Don't think she knows who you are.
No.
Oh, rude.
Are you good at looking after your pets?
I'm amazing at looking after my pet.
Yeah, I do.
I don't forget about him at all or leave him outside.
That's
by
a lie.
mistake.
That's a lie. You're
Never
constantly in the
have to.
office going, like working away. It gets about 4. You're like, shit, Ralph. I left him for like 8 hours.
There's
after you go home.
there's so many times where, because Sophie lives in Liverpool doing like dentistry at uni, so Ralph lives for me. So I'll be at work and I'll just be working. I'm like, okay, I need to go back at lunchtime to take Ralph out for a wee or take him for a walk. And I'll get to like 3, 4 o'clock. I'm like, there's something I need it. Oh my god, I forgot about the dog. I have to like bolt home and look after him.
Oh,
Like, when I remember
What a
about him,
nightmare.
I'm a
That
brilliant
is.
parent
Live
when
your
I
life in
remember.
5-hour intervals.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's amazing. He's worth it. He's mint.
Yeah, we maybe should move on because maybe there'll be people calling the RSPCA
I was
or
about to
something.
say,
Good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very happy and healthy.
Yeah. He is actually.
Oh, he's
Okay.
mint.
I don't take it you just don't really look after the cat.
No, I'm pretty good. I'm.
It's not a lot you have to do, is it, really?
Sophie does most of the
Right,
cat looking
okay.
after. I'm just the cat's doorman. We don't have a cat flap, right?
Right.
There's nowhere to put one. So it just sits at the window shouting at me. So I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll let it out and jump out. 5 minutes later, it'll come back, want it to come in, and goes, all right, yeah, I'll bring it.
Okay.
It's my life.
Sounds great. How good of friends are you?
I think we're good friends. I think we're not very good at contact and staying in touch with people. Not deliberately, just like we're busy, they're busy.
Right.
But I do think, like, if any of our friends needed anything, like I'd be there for them.
We'd drop everything straight away. The only thing which I'm bad at in terms of the friendship, like I'm a thoughtful person, but then at the same time I'm not thoughtful. So
I'm not very thoughtful.
So it's like
not deliberately, but I'm not.
So it'd be like a recent example is I've just been to a friend's birthday / engagement party on the weekend, and me and Sophie went there, and they gave us a little engagement gift to say congratulations, but I completely forgot, and I didn't get them anything, and I felt terrible.
Even though you're at their party to celebrate them.
I'm like that. Like,
Did you take their gift and go, oh?
Yeah, like I do forget about cards and events and things. Like, I'll be honest, like I love them all to bits, and I am thoughtful, but I am bad at that side of things. Like openly bad at that side. And I think they know that now, so I think they probably don't expect anything.
Yeah, that's fine. So as long as they know the love's there.
Exactly. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So what would you score yourself?
Oh,
I think we're really good.
8s or 9s.
Yeah,
it's
I think
gotta
we're
be.
good friends.
It's gotta be. If I bought more cards, I'd be a 10.
Like the proper stuff, like the meaningful stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we're there for them. But you know, your cards and your
stuff.
presents stuff. Who cares? You know?
Yeah, exactly. So 9.
So who's better?
Oh, we'll have to give ourselves an even keel on this one.
Yeah.
I'll say 9 on this one.
I've got Sophie in the background, and she is super organised. She's got a list on her phone with everyone's birthdays. Like, she is super thoughtful. So.
Oh, you'd probably have to take it then.
Yeah,
you'd
I think it's not me. Like, we're probably the same, but Sophie gives me an extra couple of
Your
points.
back office.
My back office is fantastic. Yeah.
And are you saying yours is not?
Well, mine's
Well, yours is just as bad as you, isn't she?
No, to be fair, Sophie's really good at it, but Sophie, like, again, because I'm so bad at it, I think she tries, but she just can't get through to me.
Rub it off.
Yeah, rub it off.
Okay, so Jack's definitely better.
Jack's better.
Okay, intelligence.
Oh, I'm more intelligent than Jack.
Is that fair?
I'm making me look at him because he should be nodding with acceptance.
Is
I'm
that
a
fair?
better joiner.
Okay, all right, fine.
No, Tom is more intelligent than I am, I think.
Okay, score-wise?
Well, he got way better
Oh,
grades at
did you?
school.
Yeah.
It's a low bar, but I am better.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll be a 5.
Oh, is that me? I'm going to be
You're
4.
Sorry, Jack.
You've been really mean to yourselves. But
Maybe we are.
6 and 5.
Okay, 6 and 5.
Okay.
That's fair. I got all B's at A level, so that's all right, isn't it?
yeah.
I did
6.
not. I did not get all his A.
So yeah.
See, that's surprising because again, if you were so similar, you'd think you'd get the same results.
Tom worked harder.
I worked a lot harder.
Okay.
Yeah. In that last year, I really worked hard.
You did.
Yeah.
You know, I was so proud of you.
Yeah, well, thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
You're
I
just
did- I
so
did
busy
not.
being proud that you forgot about yourself.
That's exactly. Yeah, so busy chasing the girls who didn't like me.
Oh, okay, right. And kindness, I guess it's kind of similar to the thoughtfulness.
Oh.
I think we're generally really kind.
yeah.
I think we're both generally really kind.
I would
Okay.
give ourselves
I think-
time out for kindness.
Yeah.
What sort of high?
Oh, I hope
Belly's going.
my belly's rumbling there.
Probably like 9.
Have you got any snacks anywhere?
Definitely, yeah.
There's only one more question, just hold out.
Definitely 9 for kindness, I think.
Yeah, I'd say 9's for kindness.
Okay,
It'd probably
and-
have to be the same.
Same, all right.
Yeah.
And the final one, this is going to be contentious. Who is the best at sex?
Oh my god.
Oh, well, we haven't
Sophie's,
had.
wouldn't you?
You have to
Yeah.
still have to get them.
Oh no, I got a minute.
Yeah, they would know.
Compare notes.
I mean, I would say I'm absolutely phenomenal. So I don't know how you'd stand
I'm probably
there.
above average. I don't know. I think I'm alright. I do a job.
Yeah. Satisfied customers?
I think so. Yeah, I haven't had any complaints.
You haven't had any feedback forms that have
maybe
been
we should do
negative?
feedback
Maybe you should
forms.
create a feedback form.
feedback form,
Yeah, and then
yeah.
let me know.
Just an app, like a QR code.
Yeah.
I would say now.
Where
this
would
is
you put the QR code?
Yeah, good point.
on the where the trunk
Yeah.
stamp would go?
Well, you're more experienced because you went through a phase where you went. Well, not
This
say
isn't
too much.
right for
Sorry,
you can't.
went
No,
through a
no,
phase-
this is absolutely
Yeah.
right. Keep going,
You went
Jack.
through a phase where you went a bit mental.
Oh, yes, tell me
I
more.
did.
Well, we knew Tom was sneaking out because we had quite a loud car back in the day. And about 12, 1 in the morning, Tom always turned the car
When
on.
was this?
A
This
long
was
time
about
ago.
2 years ago. No, I'm joking.
Probably
How
about,
to end a marriage.
Yeah.
You
Just before it started. Probably
What,
between,
8 years?
probably between the ages of 23 and 25. Let me do my maths so that's an overlap.
That works.
So- no, I think 24. 22
There
and
was,
24.
there was no overlap, but I think,
No.
yeah, Tom was just, to be fair, you got out of a long relationship, you ended up just living your best life for a bit.
Yeah.
I had a bit of a phase I felt like I needed to experience a lad's phase. I hate that term, but so maybe I gained more experience that way.
You probably did. Yeah.
So
I don't know. Do you think you gain more experience with lots of different people, or spending a long time?
That's a good
with
point.
one
Well, to be
person?
honest, it's so like this might be deep, but it's so personal. So, like I found when I went through that phase, like actually it was terrible.
Yeah,
like, I hated it. But then as soon as you connect with someone, obviously like with Sophie and stuff, I mean the sex is so much better with someone you actually care about, and care with and love.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it just is, isn't it? Like
I agree. Yeah, too much credit's given, and in a weird way, respect.
Yeah.
I don't think it's respectful at all. I've lost all kinds of respect.
I lost respect for myself, Jeff. I lost respect for myself.
Well, I think it's fine so long as like both people are happy with it, and you know.
It was funny for me and Toby at housemates. It was hilarious. It was a revolving door, I'll be honest with you, Tom. It was a revolving door. We were sitting on the sofa.
It wasn't bad.
And we were sitting on the sofa, and Tom was like, "Oh, hi, like I just introduced you to blah blah blah." I was like, and we were like, "Oh yeah, no, it won't last." And he'd go, "I'd like to introduce you to blah blah blah." "Oh, how you doing?" Yeah.
Oh my god,
I love it.
That's harsh, isn't it?
Can we talk numbers? How many?
Oh no, it's not that. It's not.
Oh no, I'm under 10.
Over 10.
Over 10. Oh, okay. We'll leave it at that.
That's great. Sophie knows the numbers. I'm safe.
All right. Thank you. You've been amazing.
Oh, is that it?
That's it.
Are we done?
Do you want to do? We've been well over an hour, haven't we?
Yeah. Sorry, we absolutely will. But Dad interrupted us all the time.
Yeah, I guess that probably slowed things down. Then Postman Pat came in, but yeah.
Postman Pat.
But yeah, you're amazing.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Hi, it's Ryan from Harvey and Hugo, and I am the videographer here. So, are you looking for a new way to stand out in today's crowded digital landscape? Well, look no further than podcasting. Here at Harvey and Hugo, we specialise in creating and producing high quality podcasts that engage and inspire audiences. And with our comprehensive production services, we'll take care of all the technical details, from the recording and the editing to the distribution and the promotion. With millions of listeners tuning in every day, it's the perfect time to start connecting with them on a deeper level. Let Harvey and Hugo help you unlock the power of podcasting and take your message to the next level.